Can y'all hear me? I am so frustrated. I am so devastated that I literally just did that whole live and it was completely muted. Nobody could hear me. And I was so caught up in the message that I wasn't reading people's I wasn't reading people's I wasn't reading people's comments. So I had no idea that whole message that I just delivered, that I'm about to deliver again, was completely mute. I don't know how or why the sound was off because the mic was on. I checked it. So I'm not gonna start talking until somebody comes in the live and lets me know if y'all can hear me. Hopefully somebody comes into the live soon and lets me know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? I don't want to start this live until somebody comes in the chat and tells me they can hear me. Because I literally just did this message a few minutes ago. I literally just ended the live. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so pissed off. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. I almost said F it. But God told me no. Get right back on and deliver the message again. But I do need somebody to come into the chat and let me know if you guys can hear me. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? If you're watching this for the first time, I know you're probably like, what is going on? Like, why don't you just go ahead and start the message? Because literally, I just delivered this whole sermon about how to know if you're on the right path, and it was completely muted. It was completely muted. No sound. I was devastated. When I just went to check, because I didn't read the chat until the end of the live. And I'm like, dang, everybody's saying there's no sound. There's no sound. Like, the mic is on. Like, and then I went back to play it and I didn't hear nothing. I was like, oh my God, are you serious right now? Lord, so you mean to tell me I got to deliver this message again? I can hear you clearly. Yay! Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you, Jesus. The devil is a liar. That's how I know this message is important. That's how I know this message is important. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into it, especially since I literally just delivered it. So maybe it'll be even better. But the first step to knowing if you're on the right path is if you're seeking God every single day. If you're asking Him to guide you and order your steps, that's step number one. If you don't have that, chances are you're not on the right path. I was on the wrong path for a long time, most of my life, up until about 3 years ago. I was on the wrong path. I was just doing me. I was just doing what I wanted. I was having my way. I was a functioning alcoholic. I was promiscuous. I had low self esteem. And I was following a very logical path. Oh, I'm going to go to college and get my associate's degree in business. And then maybe I'll move up to being a supervisor at the call center that I work at. I was very lost in the world, lost in the sauce, trying to find my way. I was doing everything but asking God for help, asking God to guide me. And I've always believed in God ever since I was a kid. I was raised deep in church, but I wasn't really seeking God. I always believed in God, and if I really needed something, I would pray. But I wasn't seeking God every single day. I wasn't talking to God every single day. I wasn't consulting God about any of my decisions. I was just doing what I wanted. And I was on the path of destruction. But ironically, being on a wrong path for so long finally led me to the right path. But it all came down to choice. I had to choose to get on the right path. Because here's the thing, sometimes you can be on the wrong path, but it can lead you to the right path. But only if you choose to get on the right path. So, almost 3 years ago, me and my crazy ex broke up. And let's just say I would have decided to stay with him. Let's just say I didn't break up with him. I would have still been on the wrong path because he was not the right man for me. He's respectfully, he's not the right man for anybody because he's mentally deranged. He's a narcissist, but that's another story for another time. But it was a lot of psychological abuse, a lot of manipulation. Eventually, it turned into verbal abuse. And then eventually, it turned into physical abuse. And that's what led me to finally leave. But let's just say I would have decided to stay and take him back after that. I would have still been on the wrong path. And I'm confident things would have got way worse. I'm sure he would have started beating my ass because there were patterns leading up to that. So once he finally hit me, I was like, oh no, I already know how this story's going to end. And it's going to end right now because I'm leaving. But I didn't just choose to leave him. I chose to start walking with God. I gave my life to God. It wasn't enough for me to just be like, okay, I'm done with that relationship. No, I knew after everything I went through in our relationship, I knew that me staying in that mess for so long was because of everything that happened prior to me being in that relationship. So I knew it was bigger than just breaking up with that person. I knew it was about me healing from everything and giving my life to God, and not in a religious sense, but on a very deep, soulful level. Once we broke up, that's when I was like, okay, God, like I will never put anybody before you again. I will never put anybody or anything before you again. I give my life to you. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. Like, I was just crying out to God, like, look, I surrender. You can have me. I surrender. Whatever you want me to do, whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do it. And that's when I finally got on the right path. So I know somebody might be like, well, how do you know if God is ordering your steps? He'll give you signs, divine communication. If you receive frequent signs, frequent confirmations, that is God letting you know you're on the right path. This can be in the form of numbers. God speaks to us through numbers. And I'm going to make a separate video about that. But God can speak to us through numbers. So if there's certain numbers you're seeing on a regular basis, and I'm not, now let me be clear. I'm not talking about, oh, I saw 222 on the license plate. Oh, I looked at the clock and it was 11:11. No. Yes, God does speak to us through numbers, but you have to be careful about becoming obsessive and looking for signs. If God wants to give you a sign, He's going to make sure He puts it in front of you. He's going to make it very crystal clear. It's not going to be something that you have to go looking for, like, oh, let me look around and see how many times I can come across 222. Like, no, that's not God speaking to you. That's just you being obsessive. But if certain numbers are popping up in a very peculiar, mysterious way that you can't just write off as a coincidence, that's how you know God is speaking to you. So I'll use myself as an example. How God speaks to me through the number 3. And it can be a various number of threes. It could be 33, 333, even 3333. I've had dreams about the number 33, and I've had dreams about the number 3333. And the way that these threes have popped up since I've been on this journey are so divine. You can't write it off as a coincidence. Honestly, I could write a whole book about the number 3 and how that number follows me. I'm even born in the 3rd month of the year. I'm born in March. But like I said, I could write a whole book about that, but I'll just give you all a few examples. So, when I was going back and forth about whether or not I should move to Atlanta, because I knew I felt like God was calling me to move to Atlanta, but at the same time, my logical mind was like, girl, no. Why would you move to Atlanta? The cost of living is higher, and you don't have any friends and family. You don't have a support system here. Why don't you just stay in your hometown where your life is easy? Your life is simple. You have your friends, you have your family, you know people. Why don't you just stay here in your comfort zone? That's what my logical mind was telling me. But my spirit was called, like, I just felt this pull to Atlanta and I didn't know why. Logically, I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of black people, and I do want to be around more black people since I've been around mostly white people all my life. Nothing against white people, but as a black woman, I want to be around people that look like me. Like, I want to be around everybody. Like, I want to be around a mixture of people, but I definitely don't want to be surrounded by mostly white people as a black woman. So, but I knew that wasn't the reason that I wanted, like that I felt drawn to Atlanta, but I just didn't know why. So I prayed about it a lot. I'm like, God, are you telling me to move to Atlanta, or is this the devil? That's why I was like, is this the devil telling me to move to Atlanta, or is this you? Lord, I'm gonna need you to give me a sign. I'm gonna need you to make it clear to me. And he would constantly give me confirmations and signs, even through the number 3. So I hadn't been to Atlanta since I was a teenager. I hadn't been to Atlanta since I was 16. And I just randomly had this urge to go to Atlanta. Cause I'm like, I haven't experienced Atlanta since I wasn't a teenager. I've never got to experience it as an adult. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna book a trip to Atlanta. And 2 weeks before my trip, the lady canceled the Airbnb. The Airbnb that I booked, she canceled it out of nowhere, like a week or two before the trip. And I was like, dang, maybe that means I shouldn't go. Like, Lord, should I not go to Atlanta? Like, maybe I just got carried away. But then I noticed the time that the reservation was canceled. It was canceled at 3:33 p.m. And for some reason, something in my spirit was like, no, book another Airbnb. So I booked another Airbnb and I ended up going to Atlanta and I have fun. I'm like, oh, okay, this is fun. Like, maybe I could see myself living here, but I don't know. So I kept praying about it and God kept giving me signs. So then I went down to Atlanta again a few months later. And this time I rented a car. Guess how much the total for the rental was? Guess how much the car rental was? $333. So, and those are just small examples. I have millions of examples, but I'll give a few more. I'll give a few more. Um, 2 weeks before I moved to Atlanta, I woke up at 3:33 a.m. for no reason. Randomly just woke up at 3:33 a.m. 2 weeks after I moved to Atlanta, I woke up again at 3:33 a.m. So I'm like, Lord, what is up with these threes? Like, I'm having dreams about these threes. I'm waking up at 3:33. What is going on? And I don't know how, but I stumbled across this scripture, Jeremiah 33:3. And it pretty much says, seek the Lord and he will get, seek the Lord and he will reveal things to you that you do not know. So pretty much it's saying, if you seek God, if you seek him with all your heart, he will he will give you an intuition about things. He will allow you to see things before they happen. So that's another way you know you're on the right path, is if your intuition is getting stronger. If you have more occurrences where you have a feeling about something and then later on you find out you were right. If you start having more occurrences like that means your intuition is getting stronger, which means you're on the right path because God is guiding you. I've had so many prophetic dreams ever since I've been on my spiritual journey, all throughout my life, I've had prophetic dreams, but especially ever since I gave my life to God, ever since I pretty much surrendered and told God, look, I don't want to lead myself no more. I'm done leading myself and doing whatever I want. I want you to tell me what to do. Lord, I want you to tell me what to do because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But ever since then, I've had so many prophetic dreams. And some of those things have came to pass. Some of those things have came to pass. Sorry, my mouth is dry because, like I said, this is my second time doing this live. I'm literally doing this message twice. Since the other one was muted, I could not believe it. I was so, like the Aries in me wanted to be like, and I was like, F this. But God was like, no, you better get right back on and deliver the message again. So here I am. But yeah, I've had so many prophetic dreams, and even the dreams that haven't come to pass yet, I know that they will. It's just a matter of being patient and trusting God's timing and trusting God's process. And here's the thing. A lot of times, God is not going to tell you, God is not going to show you the full picture. He's not going to tell you everything that's going to happen because 9 times out of 10, if he told you everything you're going to have to go through prior to receiving your blessings and receiving the desires of your heart, you would probably chicken out. I know I would. I know I would. I don't even know how. Oh my God, the birds are so loud. They sound so beautiful, but they're kind of distracting me. It's something with me and birds. I don't know what it is, but lately they've been louder and they've been getting really close to me. Like to the point where I'm like, okay, is something going on in the spiritual realm because this is not normal. Like they will literally fly like right in front of me. Like they've been getting close to me a lot. And like I said, I don't know if the mic is picking up on the birds, but if y'all cannot hear the birds are very loud. Like the whole time I've been talking, they've been chirping real low, but nowadays, so maybe they just co-signing what I'm saying. But anyways, back to what I was saying. A lot of times, God is not going to give you the full picture. He might give you glimpses of what's to come, but he's not going to give you the full picture. Number one, because you might chicken out. Like, I don't know how I'm still standing. I don't know how I haven't given up. I don't know how I haven't thrown in the towel because if you would have told me it was going to take this long, if you would have told me I was going to have to go through all the things I went through, all the spiritual warfare, I would have said, count me out. I would have said, count me out. Take me out the game. Take me out the game, coach. So, but also, the reason why he doesn't give you the full picture is because if he just told you everything, if he just told you everything that was going to happen, when it was going to happen, how it was going to happen, that wouldn't require you to trust him because you would already know everything. So that's why you just have to follow the breadcrumbs. Follow God's breadcrumbs for your life. Literally, like every single day, ask God to guide you. Ask God, Lord, what do you want me to do today? Guide me, direct me, order my steps, lead me to the right places at the right time to meet the right people. If you're doing all those things, if you're trusting the process, if you're being resilient, if you're being obedient, even when it doesn't make sense and you looking at God like, Lord, no disrespect, but have you lost your mind? Because everything you're telling me to do is not adding up. The math is not mathing, it's not making sense. But you know in your spirit, this is what you're supposed to be doing, even if it doesn't make sense. You just feel this strong urge That's God. That's God guiding you. And as long as you're following that and you're seeking God every day, He will lead you to the desires of your heart. He will lead you to your divine destiny. But you have to trust the process and you have to just embrace the journey. Embrace the journey. Life is not a race. Life is not a race. You'll get there when you get there. As long as you have God, as long as you have God, you have everything. There's nothing to worry about. Yes. I love you guys so much that I delivered that message twice, back to back. So, yes, if it spoke to you, if it resonated with you, please make sure you like it, make sure you're subscribed. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.